Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hopefully, you can see and hear me. I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. If you have not seen my Australian Survivor coverage this week, then you are now seeing that I am sick. I've been sick watching those episodes, but I got them. I got through them, but I'm still sick, and quite frankly, uh, today's been the worst day of it. It's started Sunday. Um, how do you get sick watching TV? Well, so as you may know, because I wasn't here live last week, I went to the live show in LA, and can only imagine that that is the thing that caused it. But I didn't get sick until Sunday. To be fair, like I was totally fine. Um, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then out of nowhere Sunday, it was just like oof. Oh, it's so hot here. Yeah, I've been doing my best. Pretty much just resting all day. It's very frustrating because I've had such a great routine. Um, Being active, feeling good, good sleep, but it is what it is. Got to take some time. Um, just been reading manga, playing Slay the Spire, watching shows and YouTube videos. What manga? So I've talked about this, but I'm basically caught up. By the way, we're here for Survivors 50 episode 4. As you can see on the clock, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, we've got some time. If you're on Patreon, it's coming soon. Um, so I talked about this before. I basically I'm not caught up with One Piece, but I'm caught up with the colored version of One Piece, which is the start of Eggman or whatever. And I've decided I'm just gonna wait for more colored versions because I started to read it in black and white, and I was like, this is so much worse. Um, so now I'm getting to do the experience of may need to go to a doctor. I was wondering about that. The problem is like when I get sick, I'm usually down for so long. Like it usually takes like a week or so to recover. So I never know if like that's, if I should go to a doctor or something. I got some Theraflu in this. I saved it for the stream. Anyway, I'm experiencing this childlike joy and wonder right now with manga, where like when I was a kid, one of my favorite things, like a thing that genuinely like drove me, it was a passion of mine, was that I got to like go through all of the best movies and shows that ever existed, right? Like go through the IMDb top 250, go through all of the best shows. And it felt like even shows that had only, or even like movies that had only just been made, before my time, felt like these timeless classics at the time. And there was this joy of getting to go through the best ones. And now I'm so studied up on media, um, that I don't really get that experience anymore. It's harder to find as much joy as regularly in the things that I watch because there's not enough left. I've already seen so much of it. I've already read so much of it. In the fantasy genre is another one, and because I had the opportunity to read One Piece, which is something I'd always meant to do, and I really enjoyed the experience. I was like, oh, this is great. Let me read more now. And now I'm getting to experience this like childlike joy of going through all of the best manga. And it's so exhilarating. It's so thrilling. I'm really enjoying it. So I got through most of One Piece. I had actually read a bit of Berserk before, but I went back and I've been rereading Berserk, which is quite the experience. Um, but I've also been reading a couple at a time because like Berserk is pretty heavy on its own. So I'm also reading Vagabond because I'm going through the like my anime list top of all time. Um, I'm actually almost all the way through Vagabond now, and I've also been reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's is by far my least favorite of the ones I've read so far. I'm on the I'm on part three, Starship Crusaders, um, which is I think like a lot of people are like, oh, this is when it got really popular, and it's by far my least favorite of the of the three I've read so far. It's so much longer, and I'm realizing that it's like very much designed to be read like week to week rather than one continuous story like the other ones I'm reading. Um, but it's also like really racist. There's like not enough people that have talked about that. But I've heard like part seven is like the big one that everyone loves. So I've like got to get there, you know. Um, yeah, I know Vagabond doesn't actually end because the author put it into hiatus. But I mean, Berserk is the same. The author died, unfortunately. I know they're gonna try to finish it, but who knows? Yeah, Slam Dunk is by the same guy, right? That's what he did before Vagabond. I think it's on the list. I'm going through. There's something I'm excited to read. Like I really enjoyed season one of One Punch Man, and then I thought season two was kind of lame, and then I didn't even bother with season three because everyone hated it. But I'm like, oh, I could read it. That's fun. The other thing I really enjoy about the reading of manga versus the watching of anime is that I'm in complete control of the pacing. So like I kind of bored with some of the action scenes a lot of the time, especially in anime when it's can be really extended. Um, but in the manga, like I can just kind of like scan. Like I don't have to like dive deep into the action scenes if I don't want to. If I do want to, I can. But if I don't, then I can just kind of go through. Am I choppy on Patreon? I just finished the book. Thank you. Death Note is actually the very first manga I ever read when I was a kid. It's the reason why I was open to it. Loved it. Loved it as a kid. I did watch the Netflix movie of Death Note. It was terrible. Um, pause where audio continues but video freezes. Hopefully, it manages to stick around. It's not telling me that any of the streams are compromised, but as a left-handed person, make it feels correct. Anyway, we're here for Survivor. I just saw an article, by the way, about, and it's so funny because I've been thinking about this recently. Um, so obviously gambling has been like really growing in our culture over the last couple of years. Between sports betting and now like the prediction markets, they're like becoming bigger and bigger news, right? And I have had the thought of like, I wonder if this is growing in the reality TV world as well. And I literally then just saw an article today, like an hour or two ago, that that people are clearly like spoiled on the season. So I didn't know for sure. I know now that the season is spoiled because the prediction markets have spoiled the show. Okay, it's getting choppy for man. I don't know how to fix it, unfortunately. You think it's Patreon? Oh, okay. So I'm not spoiled, but I just the article said that last episode was spoiled by the prediction market. It said I'm not going to tell you, but this next episode is along with the winner. So the article said that it spoiled, but did not spoil what it was. So it was good that I read that article. Not that I would have looked up the prediction market anyway, but it is apparently out there. So be cautious. And what I thought it was funny too because like we do our predictions here, and I oftentimes have to do the weird adjacent predictions in order to make it reasonable. Um, but now this is apparently happening in real life. So what are you gonna do? I'm not a proponent of gambling, by the way. Um, not opposed to things like poker or really even just like lighthearted, fun kind of gambling. But it is a very, very dangerous thing, and I think that it is far too available and prevalent. Um, but I always think about uh, during Big Brother 26. I saw another like article or post about like betting market for Big Brother at the time, and the betting market had Mackenzie as a heavy favorite to win, like deep into when it was super obvious it was going to be Chelsea, and I was just like, um, I've never come closer to placing a bet in my life, but I didn't honestly didn't even know how. All right, episode should be starting soon. Let me get the prediction up. By the way, I apologize. I might not be able to mute in time for a cough. So if I don't manage to, I'm going to apologize in advance. Commercial by 513. Australian Survivor's been pretty good, by the way. I thought this was a pretty good week of episodes. If anybody is curious, what's my opinion on the Chelsea Leah drama? Is that new drama or old drama? I assume it's new drama because you wouldn't be asking me about it otherwise. I don't even know. Old drama was just the game. No, I actually don't think David's a bad host. It was kind of weird at first, but then he's really just blended into me. All right, Patreon. Let me know if you can hear. Do I pay attention to alumni drama? I really don't. Like, really don't. Like, I have friends sometimes involved in drama who are like, wait, you didn't know about this? Like, oh, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting in a theater when Jeff started rapping, and I was like, what in the mic boogie is happening? You still hear the show? Patreon? So, something I realized in my watch that I did for Patreon, it was a rewatch, is that show is a lot louder than me still. Probably part of it's just me being quiet. How's this? Yeah. That's interesting. Shot in the dark. Can you though? Because it's still just 3-3. Oh, right. He has the extra vote. Oh, no. He gave it to Sari. Oh, what a series of events that was in my brain. Oh boy. We're gonna survive. Three? Boy. Mickey Mouse comes out on top. Charlie loses another jury vote. We're really doing that. He's got to be playing this up, right? I mean, come on. It's a bit past the point of absurdity at this point. Um all right, we did in fact get a commercial. Next prediction. Oof. Um how about coach confessional? We had a coach confessional in the next segment. I want to talk about that the Christian tribe. Have I had a chance to watch the new jet lag yet? No, I haven't. Um, so Patreon coverage of jet lag will follow the YouTube schedule. Luckily for me, so I didn't have to record today when I was sick. Um, but I'm excited to watch. Um, so the Christian tribe, they took out Q. First of all, I'm really bummed that it was Q instead of Stephanie, but that's neither here nor there. Now there's this idea that we can't allow those three to stick around because they'll control the tribe theoretically. which has some validity, but how do you make that work logistically? The best you can do is get a 3-3 vote onto Angelina, which doesn't feel doable. I'm assuming like really the only way to do this is to yeah, I guess play an idol or or more realistically, I would say pull Christian with you. Um but the kind of the thing is if you can pull Christian with you, you almost kind of don't need to make the play. You know what I mean? Um but I guess that's beside the point. Uh I feel like it's not super necessary is my current thought. I don't think that you need to be thinking along these lines. All right, we're back. If you're struggling on Patreon, I've seen some people say that switching browsers have helped. Has helped. Hmm. I'll be reminding everyone why she's like a four-time returnee. Just good television. You can be mad at her, but it was effective from Genevieve. It's so funny if Aubrey had found it, she would have known the true nature of it. What if she tried to give it to Q? But Rizzo knows about the nature of those idols. That seems like a mistake to me. Granted, and she doesn't, I assume, doesn't know this, but Rizzo is somebody that famously didn't play an idol many times when he probably should have. kind of surprised they're so surprised. It does feel early for immunity. Did we get a coach confessional? I still know, I know we saw him. I don't know if we got a confessional. No. You know what? I'm not going to do an immunity prediction. I'm going to give you one more shot at a coach confessional. If coach gives a confessional post challenge, there's always one before commercial. Although this is a weird late start to the challenge. Oh, right. Are we going to have like a concert or something? Is that why it's so early? Biggest artist in the history of country music? I've literally never heard of him. How are we getting 2 episodes in a row of Jeff performing? He doesn't look familiar. Christian is me trying to make conversation when people are talking about like sports or something. So we are going to get a concert. Oh boy. I was kind of joking. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think we'd actually do it. Imagine he didn't catch anything, and then they were like, "Sorry, bro, not gonna help you out." That's how it works. All right, no coach confessional, and we will in fact get to do an immunity prediction. What is this? It's like a board game. What is? Do we have a survivor? Is it a card? I'm not. I muted it. I'm sorry. Coach confessional. No. Next prediction. Which tribe comes second? Oh God, I have no idea. Christian's tribe, Cerise tribe, Coach's tribe. That's how. That's how I'm doing it. What was my reaction to Emily telling people about Christian telling her about Aubrey's idol? Well, there is a video. It wasn't a live react, but there is a video on my Patreon where I did a rewatch and I explained this. But um, my reaction was, "Oh my god!" I simultaneously couldn't believe it and also was like, you know what? I have played with Emily in Blood on the Clock Tower. When Jeff retires, what player would I want to see host the show? It's a good question. If I had to pick a player, I mean, first of all, Rob Sesternino. Be a very different vibe, but it would not be an unwelcome one for me. Um, Boston Rob could do it. Um, Parv would actually be pretty good. I think Parv would actually be a really good shout because she'd bring a little more flavor to it, I think, than Boston Rob would. Q. We are not fortunate enough to exist in the universe where Q gets to host Survivor. Oh, we're back. We're back. Tyson would be great, but I don't know. I don't think he'd do it. I think number one, they'd restrain him too much. He wouldn't get to be the Tyson we know and love. And number two, he'd be away from his family too often, I assume. I'm sad we won't get to see Q do the arch challenge. Oh boy, they're already in last. I mean, it honestly doesn't feel like the episode has done much to convince us that anybody other than Christian's tribe's going to tribal. Are they still in it? Because this isn't even a challenge with like a tough puzzle at the end. It's like a physical puzzle. And they're just really lacking on physical players. They needed Q. Yeah, I mean, they definitely did. But the other option was Stephanie, you know? Stephanie's probably the second most physical person on that drive after Q. They can't even move the boat. Yeah, Tiff with Q and Banu.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, it's not like Q was very good at this challenge when he did it. I mean, I think I want Orange to win just so I can see Suri at a concert. Oh, they didn't though. They didn't even get to the puzzle. Trapped under a net. Great choice to show them slowly coming out from under the net. It's a good moment. Small moment, but good. All right, so Cerise tribe came in second place. How many fish does dude catch? More than five? Five or less? Um, okay. You're on Survivor. This dude comes out, you've never heard of him in your life, but Jeff is hyping him up. Biggest country artist of all time. You win the challenge. No idea who he is. What's your play? How do you interact with him? Do you pretend like you know his music? Do you try to keep it neutral? Or are you upfront and be like, yeah, sorry, bro, don't know your stuff. Sure, it's good though.
This is a graded quiz, by the way. I should have made a poll. In my opinion, the correct answer, keep it neutral. Oh, it's so good to meet you. This is such a cool thing. He plays a song. Wow, that was so good. That was amazing. You did such a great job. Thank you so much for doing this. I think there's sometimes an instinct. It's sort of like I talked about this a little bit with Rizzo last episode, where like Rizzo was like asking Charlie, like, so you don't talk to Maria, do you? It's like there's sometimes an instinct to say things that you shouldn't to a person you're meeting in person because you know them from something else, or maybe you don't know them from something else, but like you know that they're a public figure, and so like you approach them in a way that you would never approach like a normal person. Um, like for instance, and no shade to anybody who does this, of course, but like even just like small things like um sometimes people at like a survivor show, for instance, might come up to me and be like, you know, oh, like what do you do? Oh, you talk about Big Brother stuff. I don't really like Big Brother. And I think oh, we're back. In their minds it's kind of like I'm trying to like get out in front of this and like explain to you why I don't know who you are. But it's like that's fine. You don't we can move past, you can just treat me like a person, you know? It'd be like going up to this guy and being like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm just not like a country music guy." So it's like, well, he doesn't need to know that. Do I know the song playing? No. I mean, in the sense that it sounds like every country song I've heard before, but not specifically. What am I watching right now? This does feel like a commercial. Who do you think paid who for this? Because you'd imagine Survivor paid him, which is even more wild. Genuine at any point during this segment, it wouldn't surprise me if a voiceover started like, and that's why you should buy State Farm insurance. Is a big fish. Zach Brown has more confessionals than Tiffany. Oh, it's probably true. Wait, he caught a really big fish. So this really might be the under on the prediction. He might just pull out one big fish. Wait, that's one, two, two. I've watched the first few episodes of the One Piece live action, and this is like that's exactly the fish that Sanji got at Logtown. Great few episodes, by the way. The One Piece live action has been phenomenal. Sorry, this is my BB viewer script. Coach would know, guys. Oh my god, what are we doing? That guy at camp with a guitar. Honestly, I think the Mr. Beast segment's gonna be better than this. I'm gonna make that call right now. Because at least Mr. Beast is gonna be there for the game, right? You know what I mean? Actually, I like this song. What is what are we doing? Whoa. You know, this kid, he's got some talent. I'll give him that. I just don't know why it's happening on Survivor. No, we're not doing another one. We're not doing another one. Oh God. Okay. It's trying so hard to be nice too. I I don't think I could have imagined a worse segment when they teased that this guy was going to be on the show. It's more excusable. They've done this on Big Brother, but it's more excusable there because they have 3 episodes a week, and they did it like toward the end when there wasn't much going on. Usually, come on now. Now that I heard Zach Brown, it's changed my whole perspective. Now I'm really going to play this game. You know what? This is exactly what I want to see on my TV when I'm watching a reality game show. Is people going, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to play anymore. That was it. We finally leave, and it's just about people being sad that they weren't there.
There you go. Wow, that whole segment happened, and it was all about the fish. Next prediction: Christian confessional. Do we get a Christian confessional in the next segment? Um, yeah, that was. What else is there to say about that? That was terrible. Sandra in chat BCC about that segment is funny. What'd she say? I think that was genuinely, and I mean this genuinely, as somebody that did not care for 49 at all and was very bored through most of it. I think that was genuinely some of the worst Survivor produced by the show since they used to do those recap episodes. You know what I'm talking about? At least the recap episodes were about Survivor. Black those out of me. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, TV shows used to just have recap episodes because it wasn't expected that you would have like seen everything. And so you would need an episode somewhere in the season to tell you what you missed. It was on Survive. It was just like a thing that shows did. Because shows weren't supposed to really be sequential, you know? Like a lot of shows were just episodic. So shows that were sequential, they were like, "Oh, we're so scared. Nobody's going to watch our show because they're going to see every episode." So we'll give you some recaps so that you can occasionally be let in on what's been going down. Yeah, before the days of streaming, before the days of DVR. You would tape some things if you had the capability. I did not. We're back, right? Yeah. We really just had like a small strategy segment, an immunity challenge that was over before it started. And an hour later, we're back to that first strategy segment. Nothing has changed.
By the way, I think I said this would happen in when the cast was announced. I said people are gonna go for the people close to Mike because they want to be close to Mike. Oh, this is actually smart too. I can't even be mad. This is smart. It's true. Okay. So I said it was smart. I think uh, on paper, taking out Emily is great for Mike White in the same way that like taking out Angelina is great for Emily. Um, we did get a Christian confessional. I'm not going to waste time on setting up a prediction though, just because I want to make sure I get my analysis in here. Um, what I'm surprised isn't happening is a push from the David Goliath 3 to just lock in on Steph. Um, because as I was saying before, like that's 3 votes. You could say it's 3 locked votes on Stephanie. And is Emily willing to go to rocks for Stephanie? Ozzy might, maybe. But is Emily willing to go to rocks for Stephanie? Um, Stephanie leaving is great for Christian. It allows him to keep both of the people that he theoretically wants to keep around. Um, it forces the situation. Trying to flip it on Emily again is a better play if it actually lands, but it requires Christian to agree to it, which he might not. Like, does Christian want to play this game in the shadow of Mike White, especially considering what is already happening, which is that people kind of want to take people around Mike White out? Um, and what kind of message will that send to his original alliance of Suri and Devons and Ozzy? who wasn't in the alliance, but like, you know, would certainly feel pretty upset about it. It kind of locks him in tight with Mike White and Angelina and potentially loses a lot of other allies. Sends a message, sends a signal that he is most loyal to them. It's kind of a dangerous situation to be put in if you're Christian, and one that he clearly doesn't want to be in, and one that if I'm Mike White, I'm worried about putting him in because I'm relying on his vote there, which is why I think it's maybe a better plan to try to push it onto Stephanie if I can. Um, you could say he could just pull in Stephanie and then do the same locked 3 votes, but Stephanie has no reason to vote with you in a locked way. Um, so I don't know. I feel like I feel like the Angelina stuff wouldn't have even had traction unless it was very, very real, which tells me the counterplay is more misdirection than than real solid plan. So I feel like this is much more likely to be Angelina here, but we'll see. Thank you to all of these subscriptions, by the way. I missed a bunch of them earlier. Um, Tons of great ones, though. Great ones. So we got some messages and some subscriptions. So thank you. Um, Over on Twitch, and those of you joining on Patreon as well. Thank you so much. Patreon is the preferred and better way of watching with me. It is unfortunate that we're getting many of the same people going to tribal over and over. It's so typical in the new era, and it just there's something about it that just keeps happening. Our captions got all wonky. All right, we're back. We're back. It feels weird that we're not going to tribal right now. Nerd bond. A Gabby situation. He really trying to insert the dagger there. The dagger. Well, that's what I said.
Oh. Is he gonna flip it on Mike? Oy. Wow. What an interesting segment. Um, First of all, I'm always on like edit watch, especially when it comes to Christian. And I think that they they found a pathway to not make Mike White look bad and also make Christian look super justified in targeting him, which is obviously very interesting.
right? Like in terms of like they clearly still want us to be on Christian side, um, which I'm very happy about in terms of the edit. It also tells me that this just has to be Mike White that's leaving. They did all this setup, all this careful positioning in the edit to like narrowly manage the just the right balance of like not you're not mad at Christian for doing it, and we're gonna let Mike White go out with this like, oh, he's just that good, he's so dangerous. Like it's just the right balance to send Mike White out, and I don't think they're gonna waste that on a misdirect. Um, I still worry that Christian's been so visible that it's like just too much. But he has been to every tribal, so what are you gonna do? Um, but at the very least, like he's still meant to be somebody we're rooting for, clearly. So that's very positive stuff. Um, okay, strategically, obviously, you know what's happening, right? Like I talked about this in the preseason again when the cast was announced. I was like, Mike White is going to be a force in this game because he is so much bigger now of a celebrity, of a public figure who is currently show running one of the biggest shows on television, known for casting Survivor friends in his show. Everyone is going to want to be tight with Mike. And they're going to want to take out people like Angelina and maybe Christian to get close to Mike. Um, so you could just ride those coattails as long as possible if you can and hope that you don't get hit by a stray bullet. Or you could take a real shot here, especially if you know that he's trying to take out some of your pieces. Um, and I think Christian saw a perfect opening to make it happen. Again, Christian, a good storyteller, he gave them the story that allowed this edit to happen, which is that he's able to do this in a justified way, um, which is a tricky thing to pull off. Um, Obviously, Emily has proven to be quite the liability at this point, but that actually kind of works for him, um, in some ways, where like people could go after Emily in the future, where they might refrain from going after somebody like Mike White. All right, we're back. I'm so convinced this is Mike White, though. That's my bottom line right now. Is I think this is locked in. I think the thing with Emily and Ozzy is that she's really interested in the idea of having somebody who's not strategic that she just kind of owns. But I'm interested to see what happens when, well, not only this vote, but Sari comes back into the picture. Oh, tribal still just doesn't work for me. She's trying to set up that it was like a last minute flip. My assumption here is that she's just trying to set this up like she kind of flipped her vote at the last second to Ozzy so that she doesn't have to say that they intentionally left him out.
I'm kind of scared for the reaction. I'm not gonna lie. Two more mic votes make the 3-2-1. Yep. Why is Ozzy so mad? He's not gonna get his White Lotus cameo now. Too late. I mean, I'll say this: it was definitely a dangerous move because if you look at that tribe consistency now, if they've lost Ozzy because he's pissed, they never really had Stephanie. She's a free agent, and they've also lost Angelina. All of a sudden, Christian and Emily are in a minority. Um, which you know would not be great. This is one of those situations where just like, I mean, Mike White is a bit of a unique circumstance, I will say, because he is uniquely dangerous as an individual player. Um, but in general, it's just one of those situations where there was just an easy vote. And the easy vote was Stephanie. And every single person on the tribe, in escalating fashion, just got too cute at every step. Instead of Stephanie, let's do Angelina. But instead of Angelina, let's do Emily. Instead of Emily, let's do Mike White. Right? Like, it just escalates like that. And I think that there's a beauty in simplicity that is underrated on Survivor. You won a majority in the previous round, stick with your majority, go with the easy vote, run it down. Very few people, I think, are going to win the game with a cute swapped tribe power flip. You know what I mean?
You can make the most impressive maneuver in the world in a pre-merged tribe. It doesn't matter all that much, especially in a swapped tribe. Now, again, what I will say is Mike White is kind of a unique circumstance. I do think he was uh, potentially a force in that game that could have been impossible to overcome. Um, and he clearly was not willing to hand over the reins to anybody else. The fact that Emily was his target, we're back. Oh, wow, that's terrible for them. All right. Um, yeah, just wild stuff. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned for Christian, I will say. I think it was an impressive move, but it was a very dangerous one for his longevity in the game. And the fact that there are two tribes going to tribal next episode means the odds are much, much higher that his tribe will be going to tribal again. And that puts him in a very precarious position. Ozzy has an idol. Ozzy is pissed off. There's a whole host of scenarios that are very dangerous for him there. So we'll see. We'll see where things go. But man, too, like I feel like it could have been a very good episode. I think there were very good parts to the episode. Um, but obviously they dedicated so much time to the concert and then like the tribal felt a little stretched. Like I'm mixed on it. I think it was probably my least favorite episode of the bunch so far, but there were some very impressive things in it. All right. That's what I got. I'm sick as a dog still, so thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the watch party. Um I think I'll probably still be able to manage House of Villains on Friday. Um but hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to recover by next week at this point. So stick around though. Check out the Patreon. I've got jet lag coverage coming up. We're still doing Australian Survivor, House of Villains, all of that good stuff. So thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. I will see all of you next time.